one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
I can't even think about all of the shit I did to fit in. Past hard to watch like a fucking scary movie. I'm always happy to meet somebody that never knew me. Change for the better, hope niggas are living through me. I put it all on the wax so the people can know the true me. Hard to remain sane when the people you love the most is what's causing the damn pain. Y'all beef by the same thing, we ain't playing the same game. It's all for my family. She the girl of your fucking dreams, but to me she a plain Jane. You dipper and ball man, I dump when them calls came. This that higher level thinking. I'm the type to jump the fuck off of the shit before it's sinking. Not here for no new shit. My game slider boosted. Ain't I don't have to prove shit. Rockstar fight the fool shit. My movie, this the new script. I want a life with no bullshit. Nigga, I know on these news clips. That's why I dap him and move quick. Won't be around when they move switch. Won't be around when they lose clips. Won't be around for they lose lips. Might be the reason they pull shit. Yeah.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Saint, yo. I've been sick as shit this week, yo. Dead ass. I've been very sick. That's why I didn't release a prediction video for this Sunday. For week 7. I didn't release my prediction video for week 7 because I was sick as a motherfucker, man. Sick as a motherfucker. It was a rough week last week. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm still kind of getting over my illness. You know what I'm saying? But hey, listen, baby, we in this, man. It's been a great last couple weeks for me as far as sports fandom. I'm gonna be honest with you. Baltimore been pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie, they still piss me off Sunday also. And this is a football video. We're gonna go over the Monday night football game. However, bro, I have to talk about my fucking baseball team, bro. The Philadelphia Phillies are headed to the fucking World Series, bro. I'm gonna make a video talking about the Phillies and different players on the team, like going into depth on different players on the team. And going into depth in about the season that we had to get to this point. But, man, I'm just so excited that we got to this point. Like, bro, this is fucking crazy. Like, the last time we got to the World Series, we lost to the Yankees. That shit pissed me off. I knew we was going to get back. I never felt like we was a team that would never get back. But these last couple of years, this last decade or so, done been rough. But I'm not going to lie. If we win it all, bro, it was worth the wait. Because this team, I said it from the beginning of the year. I didn't care what people said about defense. I got pissed off when people were talking about, oh, the defense. Like, that shit used to piss me off because I'm like, bro, who gives a fuck about a defense when you got these type of hitters and this type of pitching? Oh, the bullpen. I'm like, bro, chill out, bro. Why do y'all want to emphasize the things we do bad so much? Whereas I don't see y'all do this shit for no other team. Like, I was getting offended, bro. Like, I was taking that shit to heart because I love my Phillies. But, my God, to see where we at right now, like, and it's so crazy, bro. It's so crazy being a Philly fan because... So, my favorite player, Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper done been my favorite player since he got into the league. I loved him before he got to Philly. When this motherfucker signed that deal to come to Philly, bruh, you don't understand how happy I was. The only other person who could have signed with the Phillies that I would have been that happy about is Mookie. That's it. Him and Mookie. And maybe and Manny Machado. Because they're my 3 favorite players all time, basically. So, when Bryce Harper signed with us, I'm like, bro, you can't be serious. And then when we basically go through this run, like, and you got to understand, I was still coming off of the depression of the fact that we didn't win a World Series when we had Roy Halladay, Roy Oswalt, Cliff Lee, Cole Hamels. I can't remember old buddy's name, but that was our top guys in that lineup. Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Worth, Rollins, like not winning the World Series with that squad really, 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 really pissed me the fuck off. Like we didn't even make it to the World Series with that squad. To see this squad right here, which in many ways resembles that team. Like, I think this is a better hitting team than that team. Now, the analytics and shit might say different. I'm not trying to get into it with the baseball heads. However, just off of what I'm looking at, like, I don't know. You take Ryan Howard's power away from that team, I don't know if it's another power hitter on that team anywhere close to a Schwarber, a Hoskins, I mean, shit, bro. JT Realmuto is a creative player. A catcher is not supposed to be that great defensively, that great offensively, and that fast. It's not, and call a game the way he can call a game. Like, JT Realmuto is legitimately what you would create on as a catcher. Now, some people might want to get crazy with the height and make him a little bit taller. I don't know, but JT Realmuto is legitimately a creative catcher. And he played for the Phillies just had the players that, in my opinion, could get us there. I was a huge Kyle Schwarber. No, actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I liked Kyle Schwarber. I did not become as huge a Kyle Schwarber fan until he was on the team because I quickly saw how his impact was on this team. But I did like Kyle Schwarber before he came to the Phillies. I loved Nick Castellanos before he came. Big Dick Nick. Bro, Casty. Bruh, now, and this is why I'm saying that having a sports game connected with your on a system is important, because I didn't even know who Nicholas Castellanos was before last year. But when I was playing MLB The Show last year, for the first time in my life, a Castellanos All-Star card came out, and I sucked at the game, but Castellanos seemed to be one of the only fucking players who I actually could get hits with online. And the more and more I'm using him, I'm like, yo, this dude played far above his stats. Like, he just became one of my favorite players. So in turn of using him on the game, I started watching him. And he was having a great season. So I became a huge Nicholas Castellanos fan. And the fact that this motherfucker ends up signing with the Philadelphia Phillies in the offseason, I'm like, you can't really make this shit up, bro. Like, and then I like Aaron Nola. But to me, the impact of a Zach Wheeler, bro, who is my favorite pitcher in baseball, and quickly becoming one of my favorite pitchers all time. Like, to me, Zach Wheeler signing for the Phillies could go down as a Roy Halladay type of signing for the Phillies. He could go down as one of the greatest free agent signings of all time, to be honest with you, because what he done been for Philly since he done got there is ridiculous. Because of how great Zach Wheeler is, and because he became the unquestioned number one ace on this team, should have won Cy Young last year. But the man, because of how great he done been for Philly, Aaron Nola could take a step back, fall into that number 2 ace role, took pressure off of him. The hitters didn't have to be perfect all the time because they knew they had an ace now who could legitimately go deep in the games, could log a whole bunch of innings, and was always going to give you a chance to win. He helped the defense behind him, because now they, as bad as they were at a certain point in time, they can relax a little bit, start to be more fundamentally sound, because we have a great pitcher on the mound who will not make the mistakes that forces us to play better, because we don't want to make mistakes costing him great games. And we didn't even seen in the playoffs at this point Zach Wheeler give up runs that should have been unearned runs because of Rhys Hoskins and bad defense around him. But nonetheless, everything, like, to me, Zach Wheeler's trickle-down effect on the Philadelphia Phillies is immeasurable. Like, it's unbelievable the impact that this dude has had on this team. And this is probably why I go so hard for Zach Wheeler on Twitter, because I can see the difference that he made for this. I really don't know if Philly get to this point without Zach Wheeler. And if we do, I know it's going to be 1,000 times harder if we don't have him, because the fact that you can plug Zach Wheeler into 30-something games a season, knowing he gonna win a great portion of it, if he had to, could you imagine how much better Zach Wheeler would be if he was a Dodger with that type of defense behind him, or a Cardinal, or any team that's got a phenomenal defense? Could you imagine how much better he would be? And one of the things I don't like to say, but I have to say it, if Zach Wheeler played with run support, the Phillies for some reason do not score a lot of runs during Zach Wheeler starts. They usually waste a ton of his starts. Now, what they done been doing lately is while they won't score a bunch of runs while he in the game, they'll save it at the end, and still basically it's a preserved start because we don't even have a chance to come back in this game if not for Wills keeping this, at reach. So could you imagine if Zach Wheeler actually could play in a perfect situation? He would be considered the best pitcher in baseball. And I understand I'm a Philly fan, so I'm biased, but I'm telling you, I just feel like I got an eye for talent. I'm going to be honest with you. I really feel like I got an eye for talent. And I knew from the moment Zach Wheeler's first month was done in Philly last year that he was going to be a World Series level pitcher. And it's just hard for me to see this team, as great as we are. I saw the hitting struggles we had throughout this year. I saw when Harper went down how everybody stepped up, but it's hard to do that if you don't got a pitcher like Zach Wheeler being able to man things that if you put Wills on the mound, we have a chance. And 9 times out of 10, we're going to win that game. Nola has become that also. So, like I said, this is a football video, but I just had to do that talking about my Philadelphia Phillies because I'm so excited to see us in the World Series. And what's crazy is we going in the World Series against a team that I actually don't have a problem with. Like, everybody hate the Astros. I actually do not have a problem with the Astros. I respect the organization. I tell people all the time, I don't give a damn about the Astros cheating scandal because, in my opinion, baseball is a cheating ass sport, so I could care less about that. And I cannot be somebody who enjoyed the players. If I'm somebody who say I didn't care about players taking steroids, it saved your game, so you can't bitch about it, then I'm not finna be bitching about the Astros banging on some trash cans and shit like that. Motherfucker still gotta hit the ball. Point blank period. And then on top of that, I say it all the time, bro, they was letting pitchers cheat damn near forever. Like, damn near forever, the pitchers was allowed to cheat. I ain't hear nobody bitching about it until the numbers got so bad as far as scoring that people was finally like, okay, bro, y'all got to do something about it. And even then, y'all tried to half-ass that because they was like, well, come on, man, if they need the grip on the ball, like, shut up. But I'm so excited for this World Series because, like I said, I like the Astros. Jeremy Pena, shout out to him, bro. The rookie shortstop for them replacing Carlos Correa, who was big time. And he win the ALDS MVP. Shout out to him, man. I really don't think nobody else on that team could have won it, to be honest with you. Maybe you throw a pitcher in there or something like that. But I don't really think they had a pitcher that was like a Zach Wheeler type dominant for his team. Like I saw somebody release like the wins of added or some shit like that. For the top players in the playoffs right now in the postseason, and Zach Wheeler and Bryce Harper is like top 3. I don't know how the fuck Yordan Alvarez was number 1. It's got to be from that series he had against Seattle, even though I don't even think that was as great a series as much as it was a great game that he had, that walk-off hit that he had. But aside from that, I like the Astros. I think they got a good team. When I look at the Astros, and I know I'm giving them, matter of fact, I'm going to say that. I'm going to tell you who I'm picking the Phillies to win. Like, that's not a secret. But I'm going to talk more about that on a separate video before the game Friday, the start of the World Series. But, let's talk some football. So, Matt Ryan has been benched for the rest of the season. I can't tell you that I didn't see that coming. Now, I didn't see that coming because I didn't even know who they had as a backup over there. But he done been benched for the rest of the season, more than likely. And I'm not making that shit up or nothing like that. That's just a report that was released on Twitter today from the NFL experts with the checks beside their names. Green Bay found a way to lose to Washington. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you, matter of fact, real quick, let me tell you the teams that I probably would have picked to win each game. Green Bay, Washington. I would have picked Green Bay to win that game. Of course, they lose it in Washington 21-23. Tampa Bay went to Carolina to take on Carolina. A week after Carolina getting rid of most of the players, I would have took Tampa Bay. They lose 3-21. Atlanta, Cincy. I would have took Cincy to win this one, and Cincy, they end up winning that 17-35. The Giants, the Jags. I think I would have taken the Jags to win this at home, but they lose 23-17 to the Giants. The Giants 6-1, bro. That division's filthy right now. Indy, Tennessee. I would have took Tennessee, and Tennessee win 19-10 at home. Cleveland, Baltimore. You know who I would have taken that one, and we ended up winning 20-23. Detroit, Dallas. I would have took Dallas in that one. Dallas ended up winning 24-6. The Jets taking on Denver. I would have took the Jets in that one, simply because Russ didn't play, and the Jets do end up winning 16-9. Houston, Vegas. I would have took Vegas, and Vegas did end up winning 20-38. KC, San Fran. I would have took KC. And KC did put their foot in San Fran's ass, 44-23, National Tight End Day. They would not stop telling us about that every other fucking minute on the broadcast. But shout out to Greg Olsen. Seattle, LA, Chargers. Go, Chargers, go. Seattle, I would have taken Seattle. Seattle ended up winning. Oh, no. I think I would have taken LA since they was at home. Nah, I would have took Seattle, dead ass. I told y'all how I feel about Seattle right now. I know some people like, man, no, you wouldn't have, bro. You would have took, no, I'm telling you, bro. I would have taken Seattle. They did exactly. They put up the point. I literally made a case last week that said I'm riding with Geno. As long as he's doing this, I have to take this as law right now because he doing it on a weekly basis. I also tell y'all how I feel about the Chargers also. So Seattle ended up winning that 37-23. Yo, my record would have been pretty clean this week after having that shitty ass record last week. Yo, what the hell? Ain't no fucking way. Yo, ignore that right there. But listen, man, after that shitty record I had last week, I would have had a clean math fact, bro. Where my pen at, bro? I'm finna do the math right now. Where my pen at, bro? I lost my pen, so I can't do the math right now. But just understand, I would have had a pretty fucking good record this week. That's what it's looking like. I would have had a great record this week. But Pittsburgh, Miami, I would have took Miami at home. They end up winning 10-16. And the Bears took on the Pats tonight. I would have taken the Bears. Even though, actually, would I have taken the Bears? Because I don't like the Pats either, but I don't know if I would have taken the Bears. Because I really don't like the Bears either. Which one do I like the least? I don't know who I would have taken in that game. So I'll say I would have taken the Pats just to give myself that L. Because I really don't know who I would have chosen. That would have been one of those games where I'm like, fuck, man. This is a tough pick. But after seeing it tonight, now if I hadn't known that Mac Jones was basically going to be benched after 2 drives, I promise you I would have taken the Bears. I don't like the Bears. I don't think the Bears, I don't want to say I don't like. But I'm not the biggest fan of the Bears offensive play calling and whatnot. But if they had if I had known Mac wasn't playing, basically, he was going to get benched, I would have definitely taken the Bears. But I want to talk about Monday Night Football, man, because that's exactly where I want to start. Mac Jones getting benched. So Mac Jones coming back from the ankle injury. Of course, you know, Mac Jones last game, he threw a couple picks against Baltimore. And in this game, after two drives, he got benched. Or 3 drives. And you know, bruh, I don't know how Bill Belichick is getting away with this shit. I really don't. I don't know how he is getting away with this shit. I'm watching Mike Evans drop that wide open touchdown throw. But I don't know how he getting away with this shit. I really don't. Because I said it multiple times. Mac Jones is actually a pretty decent quarterback. I don't think that Mac Jones is a bad quarterback. I actually think he can be a franchise quarterback if you put him in a system that actually is developing a quarterback. But if you watch New England, that is not a team that's developed a quarterback. That's not even a team. Look at how they didn't even know who was the offensive coordinator to start. Like, this is not a team that is trying its best and doing everything in its power to help Mac Jones. That's just not the case. They still haven't went out and got him a stud receiver. And you know, it's done gotten to the point where Bill Belichick, because he done won so much, people will make these crazy excuses as to how it's Mac Jones and not Bill. But it's crazy to me because if you take Mac Jones and this exact same situation, but it's not Bill Belichick as his head coach, it's some other head coach that's not a Bill Belichick. We're not saying that, oh, this is on Mac Jones. We would have been saying, oh, this is sabotage by a head coach. But for some fucking reason, because, and you know, I did understand at first because it was Bill. I'm like, okay, he won them Super Bowl. But now I'm just like, okay, bro, y'all wilding. Like, Mac Jones don't have it. Mac Jones, the best thing for Mac Jones actually happened tonight in the fact that, yeah, he probably will be traded now. And he should be happy about that because I dead ass believe that damn near every system in the NFL damn near that he could be put in is going to be better than anything he would have been put in New England. Dead ass. Like, I do not think Mac Jones is as bad a quarterback as New England that made this man out to be. It's just not. And the fact that people are like, oh, well, his last couple games he done lost and he won so many games in the beginning because he was getting carried by the running game. When he was getting carried by the running game, you got to expect that a rookie lean on his running game in the beginning of his career to get there. The problem wasn't that he was relying on his running game. The problem was that while he was relying on his running game, Bill Belichick, as long as it was working, was happy enough to not develop Mac Jones in them situations, not allow Mac Jones to throw the ball around and get developed. He kept making the man hand the ball off. He turned the man into a Baker Mayfield. And then on the Monday night against Buffalo, he had the man hand the ball off, 30 or 40 something fucking times and throw it 2 times. When you demasculate your quarterback on national TV and then you do the shit again tonight by benching him after 3 drives, like the man just came back off of an injury. You acting like this motherfucker has been playing every week. Not that he just came off an injury and just was playing bad. Like, to me, it's insane. And people say, well, you know, when Zappy had a terrible second half. I'm not one of those dumbasses who get confused by a backup quarterback coming in and having a good little stretch and thinking, oh, yeah, that's a starter. Not the case. And for everybody out there saying, oh, you know, Mac Jones don't have an arm. If you thinking Mac Jones' arm not being strong enough is the only thing that disqualify him from being a good quarterback, then you didn't watch Peyton Manning. You don't watch Drew Brees. Like, you don't have to have an Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre type of arm to be considered a viable quarterback or a good quarterback. So that's very confusing to me that that's still the criteria that people hold against Mac Jones. Like, oh, he don't got the strongest arm. Motherfucker, you don't need the strongest arm. Jay Cutler had a strong arm. Like, stop it. But Mac Jones could use some development. A head coach in a system that actually wants to see him progress and not just stacking on wins to his resume. Like, Bill Belichick been coaching Mac Jones, just from what I'm seeing, as if Bill Belichick care about Bill Belichick. Like, just get better, kid, because I need these wins because I want to win since Brady done won without me. Like, it just don't feel like a head coach that's coaching his quarterback to be great. And then when you pull him this quick in a game like this, knowing he just came off of an injury, that's embarrassing. That's disrespectful. And the fact that Bill Belichick is continuously allowed to disrespect his players like this is insane to me. And people got a problem with Tom Brady getting tired of that shit. And people are bringing, oh, well, you didn't lose like this in New England. And I also wasn't treated like a bitch down here like they treated me in New England. Bill Belichick allowed to treat motherfuckers like this, bro. And it's crazy to me. I love how LaShawn McCoy been going hard on Bill Belichick the last couple weeks on the show Speak, which would be a better show if Emmanuel Acho wasn't on it. But that's neither here nor there. That's a topic for another day. The fact that Bill Belichick, and I never see people really call him out on this. I see a few, but I never see people really go there. I'm seeing Mac Jones take all the bullets. And to me, that shit ain't right. This is a rookie quarterback, bro. You was mad about how great they started off the season and you was hyping up Bill Belichick, but now it's going bad and somehow it's Mac's fault. I just don't get it. Like, who benches their franchise quarterback? How is the leash like that quick? And motherfucker saying, oh, this feel like a Tom Brady situation. No, it don't. No, it don't. Bro, how many times did that Tom Brady shit actually happen, bro? Bill Belichick has been given a license to be disrespectful to his players. Benching Malcolm Butler in that Super Bowl after the man played the entire season for you. Like, come on, bro. What other coach would be able to get away with this shit? People still go hard at Pete Carroll for not handing the ball to Marshawn Lynch, but I don't see nobody going hard at Bill Belichick for continuously making dickhead type decisions to spite his players. And I saw somebody say, because everybody by the end of the night obviously knew Mac Jones was a better quarterback than Zappe, but I'm hearing people say this was just a thing for Mac Jones to get a fire lit under him. Why would that be something you need to do to light a fire under your franchise quarterback by benching him on national TV in a primetime game for no fucking reason other than he's struggling right now? That's ridiculous. Not to mention, once again, second-year quarterback who is not being developed properly, but he got to take all the bullets. It's not, they don't develop him. They're not calling a good game plan. The only thing these motherfuckers know how to do is run the damn ball. It's, Mac Jones not good enough. That's crazy to me. That's why the more and more I watch this shit, the more and more I give Tom Brady credit. Because, Jesus Christ, bro, I don't know how Mac Jones do it. I really don't. I wouldn't have been mad at Mac if he chose not to come back out in the second half. I really think he should have not came back out in the second half to force these motherfuckers to trade him. Because what I feel like they're going to try to do is try to start him the next game because of how bad Zappe played. But Mac Jones shouldn't even give him the chance to do that shit. He should have solidified he was being traded the next day by staying in the locker room and telling them, nah, you just benched me. I'm not coming back out. Trade me. That way you take it out of Bill Belichick's hands as far as if he played bad in the second half, now I can think to myself, maybe I can. Nah, you trade me regardless if he have a good second half or bad second half. Like, to me, Mac Jones I don't know what he deserved. I could care less about what you think somebody deserved. But he definitely is not in a situation that's trying to do what's best for Mac Jones. And I understand, we trying to win, because that's what all Patriots fans go. So, bro, we think about championships, not Mac Jones. Bro, how stupid can you be to continuously say you don't care about how great your quarterback can be when a great quarterback can change things for you? This team wasn't winning a Super Bowl last year. What would it have hurt to actually try to develop Mac Jones to becoming a better passer, a better general under center, better at reading the field? All I hear about is how smart Mac Jones was coming out of college. Well, why don't you give him the opportunity to show us that? Like, the check downs, the underneath routes that they did galore last year was like, I'm telling you, bro, I hope Mac Jones can get to. And I'm going to talk about some of the teams that I think he can get to, or should try to trade for him. But on the other side of the ball, shout out to the Bears, man. They scored on their first 5 drives. They scored, I think 4 times. They bludgeoned the Pats tonight, 33-14. And they ran for over 200 yards as a team. This is exactly. Now, listen, I don't think that Fields looked great tonight, but Fields continued to do shit in every game damn near. Well, not every game. But it's just a lot of times, like last year when I saw Fields, I said, bro, he had these moments in some of these games that make me think he can be a star. And he did it again tonight. Like, he got great moments where it looked like he could be a star. And I see so many people saying, man, you can't properly judge Fields because of this and that. I think you can. And I don't think that I still didn't think he is an NFL quarterback from what I'm seeing. However, tonight showed me that if you put a system around him and you can try to get him to commit fully to this system, not even him commit, if you can commit to putting in a system in place that can benefit him, that he would like, then I do think you can do some things. But I'm still not sure because, they did a great job winning tonight, but that's because this was an offensively challenged Patriots team. He still take too many sacks. I still think he got the pocket presence of a Russell Wilson, awareness of a Russell Wilson. I don't think he is still as great as anticipation throws, hitting an open dude in stride and things like that. But you can run an offense that can get a lot of production out of him, especially if you don't even have to make it. Because I don't think Justin Fields should be trying to throw the ball 30 times a game. For one, he do take off almost. It's funny how people talked about Lamar Jackson being a run-first quarterback and all these type of things. Justin Fields is a run-first quarterback. And I'm seeing people say, with the line as bad as it is, he got no choice. It was multiple times tonight where the line gave him all day to throw. And he still took off because he does not hit open, NFL open at this moment. But also on top of that, it's plays where they literally have started design because of Justin Fields' best asset right now is him running. They even done started putting a lot of run quarterback draws in the playbook. Like, and I don't even care that he runs so much, but I just think I'm not seeing the development in the passing from him right now. But on top of that, the pocket, bro, his pocket awareness is god awful. It's as bad as Russell Wilson's. Like, I'm not gonna stunt with you. It's as bad as Russell Wilson's, and obviously Russell done been in the game longer, so it's a shame that Russell's is still this bad. But when I'm looking at how the different things, because I think it's a lot of things that Justin Fields can get better at to become a better quarterback, and I'm not saying he can't do any of them things, because I do think he can. But it's gonna take some time. And I don't think that the players that's around him is necessarily as trash as people try to make it out to be. People make it seem like every dude he playing with right now is trash, when actually, if you look at these games, like, one of the things that was strange to me last week was when people was making a big deal about they was basically saying Justin Fields made a good enough throw at the end of that game, all Buddy got to do is catch it, and we're not talking about it. Motherfucker, we is still talking about how bad a game Justin Fields was having, and that to me wasn't even as great a throw as people try to make it out to be. That's a tough catch for the Buddy to try to make. Like, I don't understand. I don't know, man. It feel like I don't know. I'm clueless to it, because if you watching Justin Fields, for one, he kind of play like what people kind of tell you that Kyler, and somebody said Justin Fields reminded him of Kyler and Lamar. I think it was Bill. Come on, bro. No, he don't. Like, Justin Fields don't remind me of Kyler, Lamar. The only thing he do that Jalen Hurts did a lot was take off after his first read not there. But I could even make an argument. He take off before he even noticed that his first read ain't there sometimes. Like, to a worse degree than Jalen Hurts do it. But the thing that they also have in common is I think both of them got bad pocket awareness. But Jalen Hurts done got better at his, and he not nearly as bad in the pocket as far as his awareness than Justin Fields. Plus, the way Justin Fields love to run in the sacks like Russell Wilson. Like, I cannot understand this concept of these mobile quarterbacks being able to get outside the pocket, nothing is happening, and you decide to take the sack instead of just throwing the ball away. Like, I cannot understand for the life of me why you decided to move the pocket to the left or to the far right or to the far left just to take a sack outside the pocket. Like, that shit don't make no sense to me. So, Justin Fields still doing that shit. Russell Wilson still do that shit. So, mind-blowing, to be honest with you. But the Bears' running game is strong, and that's what they got to build this team off of. The defense is decent. The defense is better than decent, but, you know, it's always going to be a good Bears defense, in my opinion, at this point, as long as they keep enough great players around. They done been better, obviously, but, and they had them two drives that they let Zappe get in the end zone, throw the touchdowns. They looked terrible on them two drives, but aside from that, they had a good, clean game. I don't think the Bears is a good team still. This didn't change my opinion of that. I guess I enjoyed the game. The Bears dominated this game for the majority of the game. Like, they had the ball for the longest. They ran far more plays. Like, the Bears dominated this game. What's crazy is it was 33-14, but the Bears had like 4 or 5 field goals. Boy, if you turn 2 or 3 of those field goals into touchdowns, whoo, the Patriots would have got their asses smacked tonight. But, you know, shout out to Matt Judon. Still cannot understand for the life of me why Baltimore thought it was smart to let that man walk. Not only was it stupid, not only did that was one that Baltimore letting Matt Judon walk was one of the things that pissed me off the most about the new regime in Baltimore, because for one, you let Zadarius Smith walk the prior year. And the only reason you was supposed to have been letting him walk was because you was gearing up to pay Matt Judon. But then you didn't pay Matt Judon and you let him walk. And I kept hearing people try to defend him by saying, bro, nobody who leaves Baltimore's defense is ever good anywhere else. Well, that's a lie, because C.J. Mosley is still a phenomenal middle linebacker for the Jets. Judon has been the best player since leaving Baltimore with the New England Patriots, which I could see him becoming a cap casualty eventually, the way New England do shit. And Za'Darius done been great too. The thing that pissed me off the most about both of them walking, but like I said, the Judon one pissed me off the most. It was because prior season you let Za'Darius walk so you could pay Judon next year, and you still don't pay him. But the thing that pissed me off about it was both dudes was was entering their breakout years. Like you could tell both of them was figuring out the game, and they was blowing like they was waking up. They was becoming what they were going to become the last seasons with Baltimore. And Baltimore helped with that development and just let both of them walk. And I'm like, oh, wow. What a dumbass fucking team. And the moves that they made in place instead of keeping them dudes. Just you can't. Matt Judon's sack total since getting the Patriots compared to Calais Campbell's sack total since getting to Baltimore. Because that's one of the dudes you basically paying instead of paying Judon. Za'Darius Smith. Like, it's not even comparable in my opinion. They have paid nobody since allowing those main three players I just named to walk. They've put nobody in place to replace those players that you can justifiably say were worth not paying those three. This is a completely different Raven. You want to know one of the reasons that this defense can't close nobody the fuck out in fourth quarters? Because they don't have a real pass rusher. They're relying on old dudes who probably should be retired at this point, who's still chasing career numbers and shit like that at this point. Or chasing rings at this point, but they're not really nowhere near as good as they were in their prime. Like, and I'm not taking shots at nobody. I'm just saying, bro, Baltimore's philosophy just don't make no fucking sense to me over the last couple years. And I'm gonna get more into Baltimore on the next, on the part 2 breakdown, basically, of the week 7 recap, because I was irritated with the game plan. Like, who the fuck turns Lamar Jackson into a game manager, bro? Like, Baltimore just keep doing shit to prove to me that they want this man to walk, bro. And I'm going to be irritated as shit when they place that franchise tag on this man next year. Because I already know that's what they're going to do, bro. But how they doing this, man, really pissing me off, bro. And I know this man not stupid, bro. It's no way he's sitting back watching all these other different quarterbacks having teams, go after all these different players to help him. And he's sitting back watching Baltimore sign players who we thought was retired come out of retirement a week ago and sign them as receivers. Shit disgusting. But Monday Night Football was an interesting one, man. But like I said, bro, I'm very irritated with the Bill Belichick and how he is allowed to run this team. I wouldn't even give a fuck. No, I would give a fuck because I don't think no quarterback deserved to be put on this little carousel that Bill Belichick is putting motherfuckers through right now, because Mac Jones is actually a quarterback with some talent. And if he get to a team like let's say Washington, but Washington gotta fire Ron Rivera if they get Mac Jones, because Ron Rivera not making no quarterback better. He was living off of the back of Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly. Carolina shouldn't go for Mac Jones for the simple reason they could end up getting one of those top quarterbacks in the draft. That's the only reason I would say Carolina shouldn't go for him. But I actually do think Mac Jones would be great in Carolina also. Atlanta can go for him. The Giants should go for him. Indy should go for him. Tennessee got Malik Willis in the back. Detroit should go for him. The Jets should go for him because I think he better than Zach Wilson. Houston should try to trade for him. Vegas should try to trade for him because I think he gonna end up being better than Nah, you can't do that if you Vegas. My bad. I take that comment back. My bad, Derek. I still love you, bro. San Fran should try to trade for him. Seattle. Nah, I like what Geno doing right now. I'm not messing with the Geno one. Pittsburgh should try to trade for him because I think he better than Kenny Pickett. Shit, the Bears should try to trade for him because I think he better than Justin Fields. Like, to me, Mac Jones, the only thing that Mac Jones ain't had is a fucking system. And it's so funny to me how people come to the bat for Justin Fields and the things that, even I came to bat for Justin Fields. And we go to bat for so many other quarterbacks when we talk about what they don't have and different things like that. Mac Jones, and I talk about how you can still judge a quarterback even though they don't have certain things around them. Obviously, every quarterback would more than likely play better if they had everything around them, but that's not necessarily true because I watched Baker Mayfield for the last couple years. However, you have to judge people based on the situation they're in, and you say, if I take another quarterback, put him in the same situation with the same things around him, how much better would I think they could make this situation compared to what the dude in the situation is doing? And to me, Mac Jones, while he probably don't have a stronger arm than Justin Fields, which I really don't know how strong of an arm Justin Fields have, because Justin Fields is inaccurate as a motherfucker. Most of the throws he throwing downfield ain't connecting with nobody. So it's dead ass hard for me to really understand how strong of an arm, because I can't judge somebody who just throwing blanks down the field. And I really, because you know I love my black quarterbacks, man. I want to rock with black quarterbacks. But none of the teams that I named that Mac could go to have quarterbacks that I think are that much better than Mac or better than him at all. Malik Willis, I actually think, could possibly be better than Mac because of that other element that he have in his game. But I'm not for sure, but I wouldn't mess with that. Malik Willis, to me, is clearly the next quarterback in Tennessee. But if you somebody who think Mac Jones is trash, I promise you, you don't think Mac is trash. Well, you do probably think he is trash, but you don't think he is trash because what he's shown. Because Mac really haven't went out there and shown you something that was like, man, nah, this dude, you cannot win with this dude. He haven't shown you nothing like that. It's play calling and the bad coaching, bro. Point blank period. Like, people act like fucking dude was a guru who was there last year, who with the Raiders now. Motherfucker getting carried by Devontae Adams now, man. Like, stop it, bro. I'm at the point where y'all motherfucker, it's like I saw a report today that said NFL experts or front offices say that they think Matt Ryan's arm is falling off, basically. And I'm like, this report just confirmed that NFL insiders or NFL GMs and whatnot don't watch football, because Matt Ryan hasn't been good at throwing the ball the last 3 to 4 years. His arm fell off long before this year. The Colts just realizing that just tells me that these motherfuckers are atrocious at their jobs. The GM that everybody, Frank Ballard, everybody gets so much credit to, clearly is not as great at what his job, because I don't know what he is seeing. I can give you a pass for Carson Wentz. Hell, I could try to give you a pass because you didn't expect Andrew Luck to retire, even though, you know, I'll get into that on a different subject, but I can give you a pass for that kind of. And I can try to give you a pass for the Carson Wentz because I can understand thinking that a young quarterback like Carson, you could get his career back on track. I actually have a problem with them trading Carson instead of just going into year 2, seeing if you can build off of what he did last year. But they chose not to do that. So, okay, fuck it. You gave up a first round for him and you didn't even go ahead and get 2 years out of him, but whatever. I don't have a problem with you trading him if you trade him for a player that's better than Carson Wentz. Matt Ryan was not better than Carson Wentz. And I don't care how Carson Wentz played this year. I don't care if he get benched. Carson Wentz right now is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan. If nothing else, for the fact that the thing that y'all say Mac Jones make him a bad quarterback is the one thing that make Carson Wentz kind of a good quarterback. He got a great arm. And accurate as shit at times, but love to overthrow motherfuckers, but a good arm. He ain't on that level of a Baker where Baker can put it in front, way too in front of you, way too behind you, way too ahead, over you, and then throw it right at your fucking feet. Right in the dirt at your feet. You know, he ain't on that wild shit, but, you know, he can get erratic with it sometimes. I'm not opposed to that understanding. But, nonetheless, I think Mac Jones would be a better quarterback for all these teams, basically, is what I'm saying. Because to me, Mac Jones has been misused, not properly. Like, bro, could you imagine what Mac Jones would be doing right now if Kyle Shanahan actually took the chance on him and didn't, like, overthink it? Because I don't even know how good Mac Jones. I didn't think. I was a Bama fan. I didn't think Mac Jones was that great coming out of college. But after I saw him last year and I'm seeing how he managing his way through this bullshit that Bill pulling, I'm like, you know what? Mac Jones is not as bad a quarterback as some people might think he is. I know. I'm not saying he. Mac Jones is a way better quarterback than you think. And I'm telling you right now, You get him to a team that's got a great offensive play callers, guys who want to get the quarterback better, who are invested in making the quarterback better, and they get this man some weapons. I'm telling you right now, Mac Jones is going to be he gonna show you that he a far better quarterback than people talk, than how people talk about him. It's actually pretty. Yeah, I don't like that bullshit that Bill pulled tonight, but with that, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It With Saint. That was the Monday night recap. Go Phils. Tell somebody fuck with him. Tell somebody you love him. Give my Dukes that kiss on the cheek for me. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, you know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home.